Welcome to my Chapter 19 Maddening guide. This is a guide without DLC. In this guide, I am running some bad units on purpose. I did drop some of them and replace them with mid-game replacement units. The reasoning behind this is if you're trying to beat Maddening, you get these units, and with minimal investment, they can be made to be good. So here are the units that I'm running. I have Fram on Sage, Panette on a Brave Axe Warrior build. I switched her off of Berserker because it does have a dex cap of 25, unfortunately, and now she looks much worse, but is more effective. And I have Chimera, who I invested a little bit in. She's level 11. She's about, honestly, like if you look at her level, like she's a level below Ivy, a level below Marin. This Alir is internal level 30, so a few levels below that, 2 levels below her. She was, I think, level 10, so she's level 13 basically on an advanced. So she's really not over-invested. I feel like I always call this out because people act like I over-invest in this unit for some reason. Not all of the other units I use in all my Maddening runs, just particularly this one. So it's funny how what is true is different from what is communicated. Alright, I have Gold Mary. I turned her into a general. This is a pretty low investment thing. You just have her get 2 level ups, get Draconic Hex, get some health plus 5. So she's basically leveled up a few times. Throw an Emblem ring on her. This is the loadout she's using. I'm using Etier. Etier is okay. She's like usable. There's better archers, but we're running her because honestly someone called me out and said I haven't used this unit fully, so that's why I'm running her. Alright, and then Linden, he's just a decent replacement unit. Hortensia, same thing. Well, actually Hortensia is good in her own right, but you want her to have usually health plus 7 just to offset her low durability. And then Saline. So we have some mages. We have a little bit of everything. Now for positioning, this guide is going to assume some things. Now Ivy and Hortensia are flyers, so you should be able to put them here. This is a very critical trap up in this corner. And if you have Marin, I highly recommend making her a Wyvern with Silver Sword. And if you have another Thief, hand them her Silver Dagger. So if you're on Zelkov or Yunaka, just give up her Silver Dagger. I am sitting on a Speed Wing. I'm trying not to use stat boosters to make it harder on myself. You want all your flyers. If you have 4 flyers, you can just immediately get out of this position. This does not connect. I'm hitting over. You cannot go down these stairs. So the units that are placed here have a hard time getting over. However, I'm going to be making use of Chimera here, and I'm actually going to be using her as my main tank, and she's going to put in a lot of work for us. Now, if your Chimera is under-leveled, you can replace her with a different tank or a unit that can make it. They'll have to be able to survive getting attacked by 2 of these enemies, particularly, I think, these 2. So you have to be able to tank these. We're also going to be grabbing Saphir. So we have a Dancer here. The units here matter the least. These units down here basically don't matter. These 2, they can be whatever units you have. You want your tank. So in this case, Gold Mary is going to be holding down this. We have a Corrin that can create fire to help hold down this angle here. And then we also have damage on magic and physical. So this is the layout. So let's begin. Now I did just beat this map, but what I do is I beat the map, I test tactics. If the tactics aren't consistent or reliable, I retry until I get something that is, so that I can then make it, put it in the video. Okay.
I'll do my best.
First things first. You talk to Saphir.
Wow.
Wow. And then I don't have Canter, so I'm going to dance. Alright, and then the Dancer can rotate down. I actually can stay here, so your Flyer can stay there. You also want a Lear on Flyer, I think. It's the easiest way. You can also use Rescue if you have it, but it's the easiest way. You just talk to her, dance, and then she can just dive away. She can retreat. Okay, and then all of your other flyers can just go on the boat because they're flyers. So we're going to move her down.
Well then, let's go.
Me? Okay.
Alright, we're going to turn on aggro range. Now, this enemy boss warps in things to the center, so you have to be mindful of that. So even though you think you're fine, like over here, you're really not. That's one feature of this map.
Grace and skill.
So we're going to move the tank up.
With elegance.
She can just chill here. And then what I want to do
More blues in me.
is use fire, because I know things are teleporting in. And he can actually do this. fire on these. This gets rid of the damage reduction tiles from Miasma and puts some damage and also sets them on fire. Now you can have Lyndon learn something. He has 2k SP, so if you plan on running him, it's a pretty good thing to do. Alright, now everyone else can just get out. Except for Chimera, who is going to be tanking, so it's actually fine that she's positioned there. Alright, so this is going to be a two-pronged thing. Now, I'm going to engage. So she has 24 speed. The enemies that get teleported in, one has 29 speed, one has 23, and is on a horse. So we could Rider's Bane. Could also Steel Lance so that I don't get doubled. Now getting doubled shouldn't matter because she's very tanky. Rider's Bane isn't as accurate, but it could hit really hard, so we might as well equip it. Okay. Ike makes her take half damage. If she has decent stats, just from fixed growth mode level up, she should. She can easily tank these. So those guys heal each other. You want to kill them because they just keep physicking everything you're fighting. It's very annoying. So that's why this is going to be a bonded shield. Yeah, check this out. It's decent damage. It's below half. And this guy's going to probably double. Yeah, but he only does 14, so it doesn't matter. Okay. And then from here, I'm going to hit... Now I can fire here. I could also just use this. This is an alternative. You can be a little bit aggressive with the positioning here. The fire will prevent them from getting in. And then one thing I could do, I can kind of pivot the dancer in with Cantor so he can dance himself further up. Okay, now we have a ton of units down here, so there's a lot of attacking options. These will easily die. I'm actually going to have Chimera attack this stuff. And she'll catch a heal as well. Grants defense plus 5. It's interesting. Actually haven't used that. Now I can Rider's Bane. I want to go for doubling, so I'm going to go for the Javelin. I'm going for a Sandstorm. Alright, we didn't get the Sandstorm, that's okay though. If you get them, it's great, but the plan is actually to use Bonded Shield here. So I have flyers. Now 2 of these are flyers you always get that have good speed. So it's not the worst plan. Alright, so... Okay, let's Bonded Shield here. Hold on, let me see. Does Hortensia have Cantor? Okay, this one does. I have 2 runs where Hortensia has Cantor on one and doesn't have Cantor on the other. So I'm just making sure. Alright, I'm just checking damage. We'll start clearing them out while tanking, and then move the Bonded Shield up to have enemies get absorbed by my Bonded Shield and Chimera tank. And I do want to heal Chimera, so that will be something I go for. Alright, so right now, Ivy does not get doubled, which doesn't really kill anything. She can, however, kill this and start getting Speed Taker, so we're going to go for that. Then Hortensia will heal, and then Cantor into the Bonded Shield. Now Hortensia comes with, I think, 1.2k, maybe 1000 SP, so she can easily get... She might actually have... you might get her with like 1300, but she gets at least 1000, which is easy Cantor by this point. Alright, so now that she's healed, she can actually tank a lot of damage. She has 29 defense and takes half damage. It also has 17 res. So pretty tanky. And then we can have the old man over here do whatever he needs to do. Okay, and then on this front, I'm just going to position some units. I actually might want... I think I'll have Saphir chill out by the cannon just in case I need it. She'll be within range of the cannon, so she can use the cannon as needed. But yeah, we can start positioning some of these things up here. Put her on the corner. So here's the position, then we'll pass. Hortensia is fast enough to make use of Bonded Shield. And the reason you want the Bonded Shield to be flying, like full of flyers, is they can fly over the ship, whereas anything else can't. So you're going to have to warp something else in if it's not a flyer with Bonded Shield. Yeah, look at this tanking on Chimera's part. She takes like 5s from this. It's pretty nice. She's not in the Bonded Shield, by the way. She's outside of it. The Bonded Shield is like 2 tiles away, so she's not benefiting from it at all. That's something I like to see. This is fixed growth, so completely consistent results. Now she's good at attacking, attacking during enemy phase because of Sandstorm. So if like 5 enemies attack you and they all just deal 5 damage, there's a pretty good chance one of them gets Sandstormed like this one did.
Let's do this.
And she can also kind of dive into enemies and just kind of recklessly attack them, which is pretty cool. Let me check her. I think her Silver Spear, Steel Lance doubles. Yeah, so I have crit chances here. I have, if a single crit or Sandstorm occurs, this dies.
Here we go.
Yeah, 45 damage Sandstorm. She pops off. She's honestly an S tier unit. I know some people gave me some pushback on that, but in this run, I fed her 2 Dex books, and honestly, I don't consider Dex books even good. Like all of these units that I use, a lot of the units that I use that are really good, do not need Dex books at all, so I don't think Dex book is like a contested item. So I don't really see that as special treatment, because you get a tank who can just run around, smack things, and has high enough defense to tank, but low enough defense to get attacked, and that's huge in Maddening mode. That is huge, because then enemies actually want to attack you, and because they want to attack you, you actually counterattack, and you have Sandstorm, so you can turn low damage 10s and 20s into lethal damage, and she's fast enough to double on counterattack. So some people were saying I was a Chimera simp. I don't simp ever. I just go by what's effective. So if something is effective, I'll call it out. If something is bad, I'll call it out. If I'm factually incorrect on something, provide the math, provide the argument, provide the stats. If it's an anecdote and that's your argument, that's going to be hard to verify. So just keep that in mind. I feel like these two should switch spots. I'm going to move her out. Well, actually, no, I can do this. Can you kill this? No, she's pretty weak. Yeah, put some damage on it. Whatever.
Allow me.
Oh, that works. The chain attack. Oh, yeah. It's pretty high chance because it's, yeah, 70% chance. All right. There we go. Yeah, let's just thin their numbers. Bondage Shield is not, it is not a defensive thing. It's actually an aggressive thing. It's an enemy phase damage build. Yes, it's defensive by the fact that it mitigates damage, but you attack in between uses. And it's massive upside. Huge upside. Pure upside, if you will. But you use it with units like Chimera. Notice how the enemies don't even like to attack her. When they can attack other things, like Ivy, they completely ignore her. So she actually has a little bit more freedom. Like, I think this is becoming the metagame, and some people don't like it, and they're like, that's not the metagame. And it's like, well, it kind of looks like the metagame. It looks like a metagame emerging. Alright, and then what else? This guy's gonna go, he wants to stab her. But she's fast as hell, so, I mean, he does break her, but we'll just move a tile over. Yeah, so this position of the Bonded Shield with Chimera's worth the investment, and she starts off good. Chimera, Marin, Panette, these are all high performing units that all do different things. Panette is a great land nuker who can tank a hit. Chimera is a good bruiser that can also counterattack with Sandstorm for good damage without anything else aside from Ike on her. Even without Ike, she can tank 2 to 3 enemies easily. Like, this dude would have hit 6 on her if she didn't have Ike. Well, maybe a little bit more because of the +5 defense. So, like, 11 damage. So she can tank maybe 3 to 4 enemies on average with just, like, her, you know, just being used. And then once her dex gets up there, and she can also be an aggressive build if you run, what is it? Sigurd plus Brave Lance. Then she can be like an aggressive Sandstorm nuke that dives, and then she can canter around. So, all right, we're gonna get rid of. I'm gonna make use of this. I'm not doing this to delay. I'm just doing it to get rid of some of these tiles. This team down here can easily fight all of these. Okay, so this can still get in. So this actually will ignore me. Her defense is too high. So I will do this. I'll let it hit me. It's going to go for Panette. These other ones can't get in. I'm not going to go in the fire. If I go in the fire, I think I body block it, so I'll wait. And then these dudes down here.
I'm here.
I'm here. Alright, so she's here. I don't have momentum. I'm used to her being on Sigurd. Alright, so I'm going to slap this twice. If I get a crit, or if I get a Sandstorm, I kill it.
Follow me.
Or if I get this, I think I kill it. No, I barely know. Alright, so it's at 1 HP. Which is not bad. That's not bad. And we can start moving this forward. He can rotate. And then, let's see. Yeah, I guess we'll do this. Or maybe, yeah, I'll have her kill... No, I guess Hortensia kills that. Yeah, let's do this. So Hortensia kills this. Some chip damage. See, chip damage is useful, you know? Some people say it's not. No one really says... No one says chip damage isn't good. It's always good. It's your favorite thing. So we're just attacking with Ivy. I don't need to Bonded Shield, but I'm just going to.
I must focus.
Then she can last hit and then canter back into place. She has canter from Sigurd. I think she's actually sitting on a lot of SP. One of my yeah, she's sitting on 1700 SP. She has speed +3. I want to get her speed +5. I can afford it. It's just that I don't have enough bond fragments. So I just don't have enough bond fragments for it. I can literally afford to get it right now. It's just that, yeah. Alright, so we're going to let some of these enemies in, and then we're going to start abusing them with Corrin. This is why units being able to tank is good, because taking damage, your health is a resource. So if I can trade health for more damage for free, like that's like the trade, meaning that it's not going to get me killed, so there's no real downside to trading that health for damage, I'm going to do that. So if I can put an enemy at one shot on enemy phase, and the downside is health, but it doesn't matter because watch this. Now all of these are frozen. All of them except for the one that's far back, but I can dance her and then use fire. So, yeah, all of those are frozen. She can get danced. And also note that the dancer healed Panette twice now from just being next to her and then just from waiting next to her. And then we can do fire here, preventing that other wolf from getting in. And now she's been healed a third time, just from being positioned well. So now she's been healed for 15 health and is starting to slowly chip her health back up just from existing. And now Panette can clean up the kill. So, pretty crazy.
I'm sorry you had to see that.
Okay, and then from here, what I can do... I can just throw the spear just to debuff this. I don't even have to deal damage. It'll just put Draconic Hex, so that's the Hex debuff build. So now both of these have been hexed. Or no, I think this one already was hexed, never mind. But I don't want to go into fire, so I'll just do that. Okay, and then we can wait, let them in, and then clean them up easily. I can bring him in. We also have a Goddess Dance if I need it, which I don't currently. And I think Saphir should move up. Okay, so that situation is fine. Alright, then we have these guys. Now... he still has warps, and he also has a rescue. He will rescue units randomly, but he has one more warp. He does give you a Brave Lance, which is kind of cool. So you can hold this position if you want to. So if you want to fight all these dudes, you can hold this. If you want to be safe, though, you can start to draw back. You can clear out probably most of these units. What I would like to do is probably something like this. Just like trade damage, maybe get some kills. So she does not have canter. I can stay for another turn And the cool thing about this position is you can bail on it immediately because you can use the ship as a barrier, then the enemies can't get to you. This is actually the wrong target. I didn't mean to attack this one. I'm pretty... Okay, she killed him. That kind of works out. Hold on. I meant to attack the other one, but that's the one I got. Alright, so we will use a staff. Heal her. One good thing about Hortensia is she's actually very fast. Alright, so 23 speed versus 29. So I do get doubled, but I can switch weapons and I don't. And these guys, 43 attack, 43 attack, hitting against 34 defense. So they don't really hit very hard, so she can actually tank these. Now, I still want to be smart though. I don't want to just like, I'd rather do something, maybe engage. I could, yeah, I can do this. I can engage. Just use Rider's Bane. This Rider's Bane does more damage than normal and it's lighter. So it can be useful for picking a horse just by attacking. She'll take some damage. Okay, she dodged it. Even if she took damage, I can use Bonded Shield and she's invincible. So it's not a big deal. Okay, and then Ivy is at 31 speed. So she does not double and counterattack. Now if I attack this, I will break it. So let's see if I get a crit or a Sandstorm. Hits 9 on me. I'm not really too worried. Yeah, there's a big Sandstorm. So that's not one shot. So whoever it attacks next turn kills it. And then I can Bonded Shield here. Okay. I'll leave the southern position alone. The fire helps damage too, which is nice. Alright, so he rescues. Okay, so we're approaching the end of the map. Second. Ooh, he has lethal and Hortensia. I didn't see that actually. That's my bad. Wait, she survived? No way, what the hell? Did she dodge it? What? What? So to prevent that, you can just not have her heal and just move her over here, or just use, like, you at any point in time, you can drop fire and then completely stall them out. So you don't have to be aggressive. Honestly, the smartest thing to do here is to pull this back and to pull Chimera back, have her use a heal. She has, put an elixir on her, have her convoy, have her catch a heal from Hortensia. But usually you don't want Hortensia exposed because of all these units. Unless she's power leveled, she can get doubled by some things. But that's crazy that she dodged that. I think it had like a 70 or 80% hit rate on her. But okay, so let's show diving out. So this is abandoning the position, which is fine. I actually could do this if I wanted, because these are all horses, so... You could do this if you want. If you want to. Let's do it. Why not? We're going to kill all these anyways. Let's override this line of wolf/horses. 2 kills. 2 kills and 1 setup for 1 shot. And then we can canter out of range of the thing if we are in range of it. Yeah, just canter there. Okay, and then the rest. This can dive out. I'm going to wait. I'll wait until we move these units out of the way. So for example, Panette. She's going to dive in and Brave Axe this. 72 hit. I'm going to wait for her to have a support near her. So B support from Etier. So Etier can shoot with accuracy this.
That was a good session.
I think it's 2 range in this game. I might be wrong though. Let's see if she gets the support. No, it doesn't give her to her. Alright, so we could pop Erica here. Just Twin Strike. She also has a Rapier, so you could probably just Rapier it down. But we can Twin Strike this. I'm going for consistency for these guides. This isn't usually how I play the game, to be honest. I don't like to use Bonded Shield that much when I'm not recording, unless it's for a guide. Because if I'm doing a guide, I want to make sure that whoever's following the guide can easily beat the content. So, Like, I honestly don't use the bonded shield this much in my normal play. But, okay. Let's see. Because I usually use stronger units, so I don't even need it. Like, you saw how Tamara was able to tank without bonded shield. Like, there are units that are really, really good in this game. Alright, and then to kill the rest of these guys, this guy can be debuffed. Let's start there. I think he has a dagger equipped. Yeah, he's got a pretty bad dagger. So we're going to 3-range him. I'm going to hit him with... I'll go behind this. Oh, I can't. It's in the way. Yeah, I'll hit him with L Thunder. We might miss, but we'll see.
If I may.
Okay, that's fine. It's actually better when things go wrong in these guides, because then, like, in terms of, like, missing, because then, like, you know, there's enough units here to kill these. It's not a problem. But it just proves that the tactics will work even when things don't work out perfectly. Alright, then we have a Dancer. We can just dance Panette, who has a Rapier. So that's kind of nice. Alright, let's see what she does with the Rapier. That looks good to me. Now, we could do the Rapier, we could do the Brave Axe. Brave Axe has lethal. So let's go for the Brave Axe. And if that missed, we have other units that can clean it up. It's no problem. We also have a Goddess Dance. So I could hit the Dancer plus a unit. I could Goddess Dance, I think, there. Yeah, I could Goddess Dance both of these to easily dance something else and kill something. So there's really no tension here at all. She can do this because it's funny. Actually, no, it's pretty bad. We'll just kill with magic. Let's Levin Sword this.
Don't mess with the steward.
She's starting to get okay. She's like, maybe she's like low A tier, to be honest, with like basic investment. She does need build. If you want to run big weapons on her, like Levin Sword or Bolganon, she does need build and speed. Because I remember someone was like, speed is better than build. Yes, but if you need both are better than just one. So, okay. Let's just kind of move out. Let's move out. Now I know you're thinking Tamara might die. Actually, she could probably tank that, but we have a cannon. So we just, whoops, we just do this. And now none of them can approach her. Aside from the two that get warped in. If they get warped in, we'll see. I don't think they do. Alright, then we have Old Man. Probably even do this. Don't want to hit my own units, though. Wait, does that kill her? Oh, it kills her. Holy crap. Alright. She can rotate this way, I guess. So at this stage, like, the map is mostly beaten. And we'll get all the items, too, if we can. Alright, let's see. That guy's burning. Okay, he's rotating this way. Oh, they're rotating because of the fire. That's actually good. Because now they're delayed. They're super staggered. Alright, now the items. So if you go in here, a bunch of corrupted appear, and you have to kill them and get an item. Same thing for over here. Is it worth it? I don't think so. I don't think the items are that good. Here, let me Google it. CH19 FE engage. Let's just look at the pop-up spawn items. Items, where is it? Where is it? Obtainable items. Okay, there is a Draco shield into the northern house, and then there's an elixir. So the southern house is definitely the worst one to do, but the Draco shield, that's kind of nice. However, you have fire. You can delay these bosses and these enemies. So like, this looks intimidating, sure, but you can go get a bonded shield. Like, I can start building a bonded shield again. You can do whatever you need to do. There is emblem energy over by this house, so if you want to rotate your entire army that way, you can. Now, you can also kill this boss. You can kill one of the bosses and then Marnie, and just leave Marnie alive. So I think that'll be the play. I think that makes the most sense.
Wouldn't miss it.
And then we'll just have her able to be attacked by 2. I think that's fine. Yeah, they're not fast enough to double her, so... She needs more speed, though, to be a little bit faster. Okay, from here, we'll just pull back. Get some healing off. Do something like this. This is how you get your dancer in and out of things, using canter and positioning. So now he's back with the team quickly. And then we'll just chill out. Ooh, he's really... I can isolate him with fire. I can really isolate him with fire. So there's her tanking without Ike Pat like procced. She's able to tank like 3 to 4 enemies. She tanked 2 and is at half. It's not bad. I think I can use the cannon too. Let's see. Yeah, notice Saphir's positioning. She's still within range of the cannon. So if I want to use it, I have access to it. Now, obviously I don't want to do that. However, I could torrential here and then dance her out. She still popped him earlier. Just from poking enemies and freezing them. Alright, so now I've frozen most of their forces up front. And then all I have to do is dance her. Canter back. And then he does attack at range. He has Shine. So, let's see what can hit her. This thing has a range of 4, but if there's fire... Like, it can't get up here. These things are in the way, right? So this thing will never move. These might move, so I do have to account for it moving forward a tile. It hits a 42, though. Now, if she has Brave equipped, it can double her, because it'll lower... The Brave lowers her speed so much, but she could use Rapier, which isn't effective against the boss. Now, the nice thing about the Brave here is it's crazy, and it straight up one-rounds the boss with a 100% hit rate. So that's pretty disgusting. I could also Tomahawk the boss. Yeah, I could Tomahawk him for big damage. And then I could Goddess Dance. I have some tactics here. But this has been brought up, so let's do that. Alright, so that gets rid of some of their range. That's showing this, but really, I'm pretty sure his range isn't that far. So it's showing it as that. I do have Goddess Dance, though. So if I Tomahawk... Now, the boss is frozen, so as long as I don't get crit 1%... I have failed. I have failed! That's right, you have failed. I'm gonna Goddess Dance 3. Actually, I'm gonna Goddess Dance 4 units. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge.
Allow me. That's how a knight does it.
She pops off, dude. She's an S tier. On Wyvern, she got some build too. She pops off. There's no way. I consistently use no stat boosters on her every single playthrough and just put her on Wyvern, and she's insanely good. She's really solid. Alright, huge Goddess Dance. Okay, there are these dudes, but I have a cannon, so I'm not too worried. I also have clones. I have a bunch of tools I can use. I have 2 tanks. I can heal Chimera. I can use Chimera and Gold Mary to body block all these in. I can use fire. There's a lot of tools here. There's a lot of things that you can make use of to easily deal with this position. All right, now she... I feel like I can almost one-round this guy. It's like so close. So close.
You're done for.
Now she can tank this thing. Its damage is weaker further away, so it does 37 at max range. So the only thing that can hit here is that. So if I do something like this...
Here we go.
Now, you don't have to kill him the first turn. You can keep delaying them with fire and just kill him over time. You don't have to do this right away. I'm just showing how you can do it right away. She got build finally. Holy crap. Like, took the entire game. Alright, so she draconic. She debuffed him, which does help. Definitely does help. We could do other things to him. Get some chip damage on him. Maybe put him within tomahawk range. She can tomahawk. Now I think... No, we're out of range. We're out of range of the dragon, so as long as you're out of range of the dragon, you can dive in a little bit here.
Here we go.
The bosses and the dragons are the big threat on this map. The other enemies can be dealt with different mechanics. It's not that bad. Oh, she starts with 2000 SP. I forgot about that. That's nice, dude. That's Speed Taker. That's a lot of things. That's Draconic Hex. She could just be... She can be a bunch of different things, but that's also Strength +2. Or, I'm sorry. Axe damage +4. Axe 2. The sequel. Alright, the boss is dead. One of the bosses.
Excuse me. Still kicking.
I'll beat you to
I fail.
He's failed. That's good. It's good to fail. It's good to fail. It's really not. Okay, then over here. Let's see. Can you kill with this? No. Alright, so I guess do this. It's fine. Take some damage. Ooh, I don't like the hit rates. Maybe I should have put this thing on. Like, I guess she can poke this. Yeah, have her stay here. I'm just going to have her throw the spear. I like how bad her accuracy is on Silver Lance.
I'll go first.
Silver Great Lance. Alright, so she'll just debuff this dude. He's already low. Alright, you're going to heal. I'm going to be using the cannon, so if you're wondering why I'm being so aggressive, we're cannoning these enemies for sure.
I had to stop you.
Now, if I do this... Yeah, let's do this. Alright, so only one can hit her. She breaks this. She could crit, she could Sandstorm, but if she doesn't, I have Ivy. There's Sandstorm, that's lethal.
That's how a princess does it.
So Sandstorm, I think some people get tripped up by it. You don't use Sandstorm knowing that it's going to Sandstorm. You use it to increase your average damage. It's just called doubles. Enemies love to attack doubles. Not that I need to, but I think it's going to hit her at range. Yeah, so I might as well draw attention away from her. And then down here we still have a Dancer. But Sandstorm, you have to look at it as a skill that increases your average damage by a lot. And if you look at it that way and just have her attack things, when it procs, you're not relying on it, but it still is big value. Alright, so I'm going to dance Marin, and she's going to kill another horse and get out safely. She's just going to kill this and canter out. Because flyers don't care about ground tiles, and they fly right over fire.
You were a worthy opponent.
Alright, so now they're down a lot of things. Those guys get burned. Yeah, it attacks and misses. I love that. I love it when they attack and then miss things. It's so satisfying. And I think the worm gets body blocked. It can't get in. It's showing its range, assuming it can move. I don't think it actually gets an attack off. Yeah. The frozen guy plus the other enemies all like locked up in this position basically prevented the worm from getting in. And I have a Dancer here, so all I have to do is Dragonbane. This freezes most of them, and then I can dance her and then move back. And any stragglers that get through will be forced to attack my best units and die trying to do that. So we split them apart with fire. And then up here, we have these lightning rods, so I can escape and then use Tamara as a front or use Gold Mary. So we have options. I can also probably kill something with Storm. I can almost kill something. She's not the best sniper with this, but I'll use it for fun. But she is really good with Speed Taker, and that's really what I mostly use her for. Speed Taker plus Speed, I think, is her best build with Bonded Shield. Okay, and we can kill a lot of the stuff if we want to. We can also kind of pull our units together. Now, if you want to go for this Draco Shield, you will have to kill this very likely. And Marnie, fortunately, has 4 moves, so once you clear the map, aside from Marnie, it's a really easy map. And this is almost clear, so what we'll probably do is like move like this to get it, and then bring Saline to clear out the fire. Or I'm sorry, to fire out the Miasma. Alright, and then I can attack this guy. Let me think about this. Alright, so let's just do this.
By the way,
Just dance her out. Okay, and then she doesn't have Canter, so a lot of these don't have Canter. I'm just going to have her heal herself. Alright, so that guy can escape. So what I probably want to do, something like this. Let's get her out. Alright, so now he's locked into that position. We don't have to fight these right now. There's no rush, right? The music sounds all intense, but there's no rush. It's completely fine to reposition, figure out what you're doing. Now for these enemies, these guys are kind of weak. These will break Chimera, so I don't want her to be the one that fights these. So I'll do the old switcheroo on them. She should be... her accuracy isn't that good because of the C support. If that was a higher support, it would improve it. We'll go for this, just debuff. Debuff damage. Then she'll just be the tank. Very likely they'll attack the clones though, but she should be able to tank it. And then he can go for a Thoron.
I'll go first.
He's not the most accurate. Okay, and then can just wait. This is like a setup turn. Yeah, so these take chip damage. They're going for the clones, which is hilarious. I think when they're all gone, you can make new ones too, which makes it even funnier. And then I can start using fire to displace Marnie, or just kill all these. Alright, she's getting in there. Yeah, they're gonna have a hard time entering. Now, if you want to end the map, like let's say you just want to win, you can just turtle for a few more turns and then kill Marnie. She's not the hardest thing to kill. She doesn't even have ranged attacks. She's very easy to kill with magic. She does have holdout, but if you just dance a mage and have a bunch of mages focus her, she's very easy to kill. I jokingly always post a thing where it's like my child soldier is better than yours, when it's like Anna one-rounding Marnie on mage. It's a solid meme. So she's going to Blazing Lion me for 8 damage. That's huge. It's very scary. Now, one thing we can do here. First, we can start poking these. I also have fire, so I can do this. I can move my dudes out and just use fire here. Completely stalling that out. And then bring fire this way. And delay them even more. And then the funny thing is, you can set up all your flyers along here. Especially if you have, like, Ivy. And then just attack Marnie out of bounds, like on the ship. That can be an effective way of killing her. Now, if I want to go for that Draco shield, I'm probably going to have to send, like, a unit over. And I definitely want the fire, because it probably ends up in one of these. So that's going to be kind of a situation. Now, is the Draco shield worth going for? I mean, it's +2 defense. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter too much. It can help. It can be a nice thing to get. This one's easy to get too. We can keep delaying them with fire, so we'll do that. So I'll show that. So let's get some of these units out of here. You can poke this with the longbow. for 0 damage. For 0 damage. It is a great knight, so. Alright, and then we'll do. Let's see. Now, if I do this, the horse gets in, which actually isn't the worst thing. Or if I move Panette out of the way, I can do it like this. Okay. Now, the horse still can get in once he moves to some degree. Yeah, so the horse can get in. It doesn't hit. Let's see, does it kill her? I want her to tank and kill it on counterattack. So she has effectively 48 health. She survives. All right. So then we're going to dance. He's almost level 25. That's when he gets his buffs. He like buffs units, he dances. All right, and then the rest of these can start to move back. She can start going for things. Now if I kill this, so they don't have very many ranged units. So if I can just kill this, like if I actually use fire on my own unit on purpose and kill this, I can start killing things with Ivy easily.
Here we go.
Fire completely messes Marnie up. Yeah, so now that that's a thing, I can just have Ivy casually start killing a lot of enemies that get close enough. Like so.
1,000 curses upon our enemy.
Okay, and then... Let's see, you can come back. She can just chill here. Well, maybe in the middle. It's good to have units in the middle so they can flex into different positions. Okay, so... She's gonna body block there. Old man moves. Old man moves. It's like... And then this. Okay, perfect. So we've displaced Marnie. And then if I want to... I think I have 11 sword, don't I? No, I don't. Alright. I could pull an 11 sword and just tap that. If I had Cancer, I could also kill it. Unfortunately, I'm not running Cancer on this run on most of my units. So we'll just chill out here. Alright, so she tanks it just barely, but puts that at one shot. Okay, and then we can always use fire and then dance again. So use fire, dance, use fire. And eventually we do want to kill this thing. I want to kill all of these and then dive this. And this will clear up this. Because right now we have some pressure. This is kind of slowly inching its way up as well. Now you can delay that thing with Obstruct pretty effectively. For example. Now it has to attack that, but it can't canter, so it just gets stuck. So any staff user with Obstruct can delay those big dragon dudes. Now dragons are also delayed by fire, funny enough. So we can do that. Something like this. I like this because it lets some of them in. This would also let some of them in. And it also stalls the dragon. And burns and damages some of them, so that's pretty nice. Old man can Thoron. I'm gonna check this guy's speed. 29, so he's very fast. But Tamara could tank him, so she'll body block. Let me just check his movement. Alright, so he actually has pretty good move.
I can't let him down.
So she can just retreat. I don't think can longbow this. Alright, 43 damage. It's actually some pretty good damage. So I can pop Ike. Just stab this.
Allow me.
So I'm rotating the team. I'm rotating the tank. She's built up Ike again. Now she's the only target for this, which is a bad attack because she does not get doubled and potentially Sandstorms. Alright, and then she can just kind of chill out. Probably like over here. Old man will go for a Thoron. Let's try to kill this. Old man succeeds. And then over here, we can just simply move back a tile, throw a spear to debuff.
I'll go first.
Use fire. So we're still outside of Marnie's range. However, this is now within Ivy's range, but outside of Marnie's because of the fire, so Ivy can kill this.
A good wind.
And then this is delayed. And I will dance a healer. Then wait. Start healing some dudes. Then pass. The obstruct is so stupid. Hortensia's just gonna keep doing that too. I'm delaying that guy. I'm not dealing with that. Okay, they seem to be getting a lot of reinforcements. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's like 1 or 2 waves, maybe 3 at the most. But these enemies don't have Void Curse, so you can kill them for XP. So if you want to delay this map and kind of farm it, you actually can. Alright, and then she can use Obstruct. Again. Doesn't matter as long as it's in one of the 2 tiles in front of it. Alright, and now Ivy can kill this. So we're putting work in, like we're getting kills. She needs to proc to kill it.
Here we go.
Or that needs to happen, that's fine. Alright, she did do Grasping Void for bonus damage. She kind of snowballs herself with Lynn, which is nice. Alright, now Marnie has moved up slightly, so we do have to probably move back a tile. She is gaining 1 tile of space. Now, I could kill her right now very easily. I have a mage here, a dancer here. What else? I could have attacked with Ivy. Like, I could pulse and attack with Ivy. So I have lethal damage on her right now. But I would like to get the items, so... It can be difficult to get the items on this map, for sure. There's not really an easy way to do it, unless you do something crazy. Okay. Let's see, let's go down here. I mean, I could do something like this. Fire, like use fire twice again. I want to kill that worm, it's just kind of annoying, where it just slow pushes you. So it's basically within range
For the divine dragon.
at this point. Dude, look at Panette. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at Panette. Jesus Christ. What defense? I don't care about defense. Dude, she's so strong. Is that dancing range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it is. I think that's dancing range. I think I can kill this and then fire. I'm gonna do that. Panette's S tier. I'm gonna say it now. She's definitely S tier. Yeah, look at this. Dancing range. Now, however, I can't dance and fire twice now, but I do have a cannon, so that'll work. Alright. Now the question is, how does she get out? Right? Like, how... she has the damage. I don't have to kill this turn. I just wanted to kill it because it's annoying me.
By me.
But how does she get out? That's the question. The eternal question. I have a creative way of doing it.
Goodness, how awful.
You don't have to rush that immediately. And honestly, if you just want to beat this at this point, devote all of your resources just killing Marnie. I'm just doing this because I'm going for the items, so I'm making it way harder than it needs to be. Alright, so we're going to fire. I think like this. Maybe like this. Yeah, probably like this. Fire like this. Okay, so now, can't hit Panette, can hit Panette, can't hit Panette. Let's see. Perfect. This is why dive units are so good. You can make stupid plays. Well, here's the thing. It's not a stupid play if you understand what your units are capable of, and you know what their strengths and weaknesses are. It's a solid play, because what's going to kill me? You know, now I can dive this, and now we're taking space instead of just like hiding in a corner in fear for our lives. And I would rather be in a position where I'm actively killing enemies and taking ground than yielding and being defensive. So I've never really pushed back too much from the staircase, and I eventually am now breaking out. And then once we kill these guys, we can just delay them with fire indefinitely, so whatever we need to do, we will. And then this guy can get stabbed. We're making space over here that we can loop around and ideally get all the items, even the elixir. So we'll try to get all the items. But at this point in the map, you can easily kill Marnie just by dancing your mages. You have Ivy attack, you have all of your units attack. Any unit that can deal damage to attack her. Armor Slayer won't be effective because she's a boss. So you're going to need to use a lot of magic units. But even, you know, even Saline, who doesn't double, will double her. So you should be able to find lethal damage pretty easily. But we're going to kind of move. So let's do that. Let's kind of move back a square. Alright. Alright, she does take fire damage, so you can kind of kill her indirectly with fire over time. Which is nice. It honestly helps. So those dudes are starting to push in. Poor dragon. It's like, come on, I want to fight. No, no dragons. Enough worming your way into the fight. It's enough. It's also good XP, so pure upside. Alright. People like it when I say that, apparently. Alright. I think I'll rotate the land units out. So let's get some people. Alright, you heal a guy. Alright, we have Sigurd back. I'm going to go for a Brave here. As long as one hits, I win, but let's be a little bit smarter. Chimera, yeah, we'll move Chimera up. Oh, let me see. Silver Dagger? Silver Axe, Silver Axe. Alright, so Chimera, I bet this will attack her and break her. So what I'll do... That's unfortunate. Actually, hold on. If I go to Axe, if I go to Axe, I don't get broken. Or no, I do. Yeah, if I go to Sword, I get broken by... Oh no, Sword. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, use Sword. Yeah, nothing breaks Sword here. So she can equip Ragnall and just wait. She could use Great Ether. It's whatever. I don't think they double her, do they? This one does. For low damage, though. She takes half damage. I'm not too worried about it. Alright, then these guys will just continue doing what they're doing. Continue burning Marnie. Alright, now she can get out. Now, if you have a land unit stuck in here, the boss might wrap around and kill you. So, if you're trying to get the items using this method, that's a real thing. Alright, now this. Let's see, am I fast enough to double? I am, but she doesn't deal that much damage. What about this? Okay, so not as much damage either. I might dodge. If I dodge, I think it's forced to attack me, and then I counterattack it. So let me see if I dodge this. Or get a crit, either's fine. Okay, I did dodge it. That kind of gives me an opportunity. So it attacks me, counterattack, and then I probably have lethal. Okay. Let's see. I guess I'll go for the crit. Nope. I have damage to kill this, so I'm not worried. I have a lot of units around. Get some healing going. Set up an ambush. Okay. Yep, it attacks me. Counterattack. Nice. I also dodged the second time. Now you don't have to dive that worm. I'm just doing this to go after the items early. I'm going to send a flyer squad to go get the items while the rest of my team just fights all this stuff. And we just keep delaying them with fire. Alright, I have Bonded Shield, so I might as well use it. I'll use it here. Maybe here. How aggressive do I want to be? Let's see, 97 Avoid. That's decent. I could, if I want to be safe though, I'd use it like here. I don't, yeah, she can't kill it exactly. Very unfortunate. She's just shy damage. So I'll just wait. I'll just have them wait. Like this little setup here will probably kill most of this stuff. And then she'll tank because she'll be Bonded Shield, so this will not hit her. She's just adding to the Avoid on a Leer. Or maybe not. I guess she doesn't have support yet. I'm thinking of either save. Okay. So we'll continue doing what we've always done. And just keep on dragon veining. It's slowly killing Marnie. We're slow. I could kill her right now. I'm gonna try to route the map. Let's be real. That's free. That's tons of XP just sitting on the table. Now, if I want to start being smarter, let's get some double fire action. We need to clear out some of this junk from these enemies. You know, I've been getting a lot of complaints of their junk. Alright, so let's drop you back. We'll temporarily move back, just to reposition slightly. The key thing, I can't dive into this position safely because of all these crazy miasma tiles. Miasma? So, we get Chimera here, I want to say. I'll just use Great Aether, whatever. Just try it. Doesn't matter. Let's use Great Aether. Then we're going to be firing this. Alright, and then moving Marin. Here. Might as well take a shot. What do you want to hit? Hit this one. She can start shooting at dudes. She'll be discount Alchrist. She has bad accuracy. Alright. They're going for the... It went for Hortensia, that's fine. She tanks it. Okay. Suicides on Ivy. You love to see it. I think both those mages. Those armors. He attacked me. He missed. You fool. You fool. You'll never hit me. I'm too fast. Dude, Bondage Shield is so crazy. Fire delays, but Bondage Shield destroys. I would say that's the difference between the two. Like, Corrin is good and all, but Lucina is just, like, way better. It just completely wrecks maps. Alright, let's see. We get 2 hits. Yeah, whatever. I'll take it. Okay. All for 1 lethal? Please? No. Alright, so we Bonded Shield again. And we have to kill these enemies before I can kill the worm. Oh, she missed one. Okay. This just keeps happening. Alright, then Dragon Vein. We can start poking enemies. He cannot deal damage to that because it's plus 20. He can hit this. This is dealing with 10 extra reinforcements and intentionally stalling out the map to go for items, so we would have won a long time ago by this point. And then we can dance her again. But before I do that, you move out of the way so I can canter into the position. Maybe we get a Sandstorm. Nope, that's fine. It dies next turn. Attacking me. Pretty disgusting. Here we go. So I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, how are you going to get out of here? Well, I have this little thing called Override. We'll get a kill. Now, the Miasma keeps him safe. The Miasma, so
I will protect you.
I should have cleared it out. Put some damage on a dude, kill a dude. So 2 things are now at half. She can run around and start stabbing these things. We've created some space. She'll poke another enemy if she hits. If. Damn. It's just disappointing. Alright, then Saphir. She can just move up here. The second Princess of Illusia can attack. It's a very rude dragon. They really want to go for me, but I'm a high defense, high speed unit, so I don't mind it. Alright, this guy's dead. Now we can kill the worm. So here's how I'm going to kill the worm. Oh, I guess that's fine. That's phase 1. Then phase 2 is Alacrity. Dead.
Rest now.
Alright, both the worms are off the board. I have a squad of units who can easily take on those dudes. Now, here's the thing. If the Draco shield spawns in this stuff, I can just create a bonded shield like here or something, or even like here, and then have them attack me so that they're not in the miasma. I'll be fine. And then for this position, Marty's just slowly taking chip damage. Alright, then these just have to move. Okay, and then these guys, they think they're so cool. Okay, these guys have axes. Go for a kill here. 50-50 chance, but I'll just have him go for a shot. Dude, these 3 range units, they're not performing. Okay, she might as well come in because she's just doing nothing, just standing there. She's not really body blocking. She might as well just go for a kill here.
Not too good.
Okay. Next, I would say we hit fire like this and try to kill all of them. We're going to use a Dimitri strategy, which is also known as killing every last one of them. It should look something like this. Okay, that's one wolf down. She can just chill out here. They're going to be in fire soon, so don't you worry. Don't you worry about what's going to happen to them. Let's see. So the fire goes here. Maybe, actually, hold on. Maybe I do it this way. This restricts their movement more. And then they're forced to deal with the tank. And none of them... Yeah, so then I can dive with Panat. Look at that. You'll love to see it. Just the damage, the pure damage. I wish you could just change outfits on land units like you could in 3 houses, so then I could get rid of this warrior outfit. And then I wouldn't feel so bad about using heroes either. Because they wouldn't look terrible. So it's like the big downside of using heroes. She hits! Good job, you did it. You did it, I knew you could do it. Now I'm tanky enough to tank them, but I think... Let's see, yeah, I don't... Maybe I Rider's Bane you? I Rider's Bane him. Yeah, whatever. Strength, dex, speed. Defense, oh my goodness, what a level up. Fixed growth, alright. Rest can move in. She should be able to tank 2 enemies. I only think 1 can hit her anyways. Ooh. Sandstorm. Sandstorm's good. He's just like, fuck it. He's just giving up. He's like, I'm done. I'm tired of the fire. I'm not gonna get to you guys. I understand this. I'm giving up now. Throwing in the towel. It's like, alright, man, that's fair enough. I'll kill you, that's fine. It's like, alright. Dude, poor... I told you, Marnie is getting isolated. We're burning off all of the enemy units, and we'll end up with Marnie. I think I can Tomahawk for lethal. Oh my god, what a unit, dude. What a unit. Absolutely ridiculous.
Were you raised by wolves?
What a unit. I don't need to feed him XP. I kind of want to feed her. I could have thrown that, but it doesn't matter. She missed! No! How could you miss? He's right there. Alright, looks like she does get this after all.
You're pretty strong, huh?
You're pretty strong, huh? Okay, we're almost to the point where we want to be. It took a little bit of elbow grease, but we're going to get a ton of XP. Oh, we've already gotten that XP. And then we delay Marnie some more.
I'll do as you command.
This mobility. This is so stupid. It's pretty broken. Sigurd's a little overpowered. Maybe not so much, though. It's just, like, good. Okay, and then I'll head over here. Let's get that Draco shield. There's no thieves on this map, like bandits, that try to take stuff, so you can just do this to Marnie. And the fire will never kill her. And honestly, you can run away from Marnie. She only has 4 moves, so when there's not other enemies, you don't even need to delay her. Funny enough. So my entire team can just run away from her, and she'll never catch us. She has 4 move. She can't even catch the other tank, because the other tank also has 4 moves, so as long as I have a head start. But I also can dance the tank. So I can, like, dance the tank. We're just gonna kite her. We'll get all the items. And if you want to slow Marty down, you can keep putting fire out. So from here, it's just the issue of repositioning your units. You can kill Marnie at 2 range with the layer mages. There's nothing she can do about it. She has no counterattack for some reason. They should have just given her a tomahawk. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe she's too physically tanky, so she needs to be able to take damage somehow. But they could have given her a tomahawk. Usually they do give bosses like that, something like that, but I think when they play tested it, it's probably too annoying, so they probably just got rid of it. Weirdly, this stuff I think also affects Marnie, even though she's not corrupted. I'm just going to move the tank further away. Then I'll dance Saline, so she can clear out the miasma. And then we can kill these guys, get the Draco shield. Now the Draco shield, it depends on who you want to use it on. You can use it on a tank, that can be good. You can use it on a bruiser, like one of your units that commonly is getting hit to reduce damage, so like a Panette. You can use it on like a Tamara, a Marin, an Alir. You can use it on Ivy. It's really up to you. I'm probably going to use it on Ivy. I'm probably going to use it on Tamara because I want her to be as tanky as I can get her. And also her defense scales her Sandstorm damage. And I don't think anyone else really needs defense right now. Gold Mary will power level her own defense, so I don't feel like she needs it. She's already at 35, which is decent. And she'll continue to power level it because of her high growth rate. So, yeah, I think she's okay with that. She's so far away. I actually feel bad. Basically just trolling this boss. Okay, so we'll just position units around here. I'm going to put some of my units in the miasma so that they can't spawn in there. So that when they spawn in, they'll be in non-miasma tiles. Make sure you have your dancer available, your damage carries. Okay, and then I'll spawn them in next turn. I'll have Hortensia do it. Alright, there we go. Okay, so there's the Draco shield. Looks pretty cool. So, let's see. Start one-rounding them. Starting with this guy.
I will atone.
You just gotta kill him now. It's not that bad.
With pride.
Okay, we're almost there. We're almost to the end. But I wanted to show getting all the items when it's available and easy to do.
I see you handled it.
I think I'm just going to kill the boss after this. I don't see any reason to get an elixir. It's not really super useful. You can get it. You can just do the exact same thing I just did, so I'm just going to kill Marnie at this point. Draco Shield, definitely worth getting, but elixir could be better.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Shrewdly done.
And make sure you clear out the files. Or the files. Clear out the files. Yeah, clear out the files. No, you want to clear out the miasma so that when Marnie approaches, she's not in miasma. She's going that way. She's just being... Oh, it's because of the fire. Yeah, so just keep putting fire out. Just clear out all this dumb stuff. Alright, now she's coming back this way. So she'll end up here. So let's get all the mages ready. And then Panette can probably hit through. Alright. Now she does have a holdout, which is a little annoying. So it just makes killing her slightly harder. Not really hard though. I'm gonna use a canter unit. If I can. She's kind of in a weird spot. I'll just do this. Haha! That's right. I'll show you. She'll show us. Alright, then do this again. Oh, she has Lady or Binding Blade. She can actually counterattack. Interesting, okay. Doesn't deal that much damage though, we can tank it.
Allow me.
We'll go for the old man attack. Unfortunately, holdout triggers here. Very unfortunate. Probably Marin. She can canter, so she can just poke her.
That's how a knight does it.
That's how a knight does it. Okay. Now some of these units are kind of in the way to killing her. Let's see. She's really low speed, 47 magic attack. I can put an ice thing down. It's going to be hard to kill her just because I don't have dance. Like if I could dance, I could kill her. Because I don't have dance. Let me see, what can you do? Okay, that doesn't do that much. Okay, I think I'll just put a tile down. Yeah, they tank her. Yeah, so we'll just do this. You can't obstruct, or you can't use abilities on obstruct tiles, so... Just because of the odd position. She's at a choke point. Alright, then we'll old man. Yeah, she's dead. Alright. You get the idea. So that's it for this one. Definitely like and subscribe if you found this useful, if this helped you beat the chapter. Feel free to drop a comment if there were any parts you got hung up on. But yeah, thanks for checking this out, and I will see you in the next one.
By a bunch of